This is the Star Wars The Black Series gaming greats from the video game Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. We have Darth Nihilus. Now, easily this figure is perhaps the most expensive, if not one of the top 3 most expensive Star Wars The Black Series figures ever, or at least up to this point in time. And here's a quick look at the packaging. It's gaming greats. So this is, I believe, a GameStop exclusive. But here in Asia, we don't have GameStop. So, man, it is ridiculously impossible to get this figure. And I looked online, and this figure is going for about $120 to $150. Like on eBay or other online sites. Some collectors are selling this one for easily at least $100, but I was lucky enough to find a seller on Facebook that was letting it go for about $80 shipped. So decided, what the heck, right? I was into the gaming greats, Sith Lords and Jedi, so why not adding this to my collection? And man, it is a good looking figure. Not super spectacular figure in my opinion, but nonetheless it is a pretty decent looking Black Series figure. Let's take a closer look at the details of this Darth Nihilus figure. Head to toe, or up to the top of his cowl, the figure stands at about 15.5 centimeters tall, or about 6 inches tall. And for comparisons, here he is with Darth Vader. We have Darth Maul version 1.0, the very first orange line boxed Darth Maul. We've got Bastila Shan, also gaming greats. We've got Darth Revan, and of course the gaming greats figure as well, Darth Malak. So the figure looks pretty good, but in today's standards of Black Series, and especially with a lot of the newer releases of Black Series figures, the figure is really nothing spectacular. You got a very cool looking head sculpt, very cool head sculpt. You can even see the eyes sculpted in. So lost to the dark side that this Sith Lord has become an endless, hungry void. Wow. If you play the game and you know who this character is, I mean, he's so badass. But it's a great head sculpt, but the entire overall look of the figure, nothing really spectacular. Mediocre at best. It uses a lot of the Darth Maul mold. As you can see right here, the elbows to the gloves and the fists, they are just the Darth Maul lower arms being repurposed. The legs, the hips, the pants, the boots, they're exactly the Darth Maul figure. The torso is Darth Maul's torso. They just obviously put some soft goods cape on this figure. The new head sculpt. He's got a new lightsaber and a new lower garb or lower tunic for this figure, but essentially a repurposed Darth Maul figure. And as such, well, it's not bad, but nothing spectacular compared to these two other figures. Well, why is this guy super expensive? Well, that's Hasbro's fault. First of all, they turned him into a store exclusive, a GameStop exclusive, and store exclusives suck. I've been trying to say that in my videos. I hate store exclusives, especially here in Asia, because we don't have Target, we don't have Walmart, we don't have GameStop out here, so it is ridiculously next to near impossible, or if you can find them, they're very expensive out here in Asia. That's one reason. The other reason is limited stocks, limited quantities. Hasbro somehow gets a kick if their products are selling for bonkers, for crazy money on the secondary market. I don't know. Somebody at the Hasbro really gets a kick out of that. So it sucks. Okay. Now he does come with a lightsaber hilt and a red lightsaber blade. And yeah, it's pretty accurate to the video game. Painted very nicely in silver. It's molded in dark gray plastic, not bad. On this copy of the figure, the blade is a little bit bent or skewed. Kind of sucks because when you put the blade in, it kind of tilts on one side. You try to rotate it, and you kind of get straight blade, but it's still Still kind of crooked, which is a little annoying, but I don't know if I'm going to try and fix it with the boiling water, ice cold water method, but I doubt it'll do much for that. But yeah, that's the lightsaber hilt. As for articulation, it's got the same articulation as Darth Maul. You got a ball jointed neck on a hinge, ball jointed upper torso. The shoulders have hinges and swivels, allow the arms to go in and out, forward and backward 360. Hinge elbow that has a swivel. Wrists can swivel. This one goes in and out. The other wrist goes up and down. You got ball jointed hips, thigh swivel, double jointed knees. A little loose on this one, probably because of mold degradation. Feet can go up and down and have the raw curve tilt. So, very plain figure, except for that head sculpt. Kind of reminds me of Scream, the movie. But I'm pretty sure down the line, Hasbro is going to revisit this character and probably give us a new mold of this guy. Just so, you know, they love doing that. Once their products sell for bonkers on the secondary and tertiary markets, they, after a few years, they go ahead and re-release that product, or maybe come up with a better mold or better version of that product. But for the time being, this figure is just so darn expensive. Unless you're really such a big fan of this character and you love the Black Series, that's probably the only reason I can recommend that you hunt this figure down. I mean, good luck finding it for a good price. And so some final thoughts on the Star Wars The Black Series gaming greats, Darth Nihilus. Well, it sucks that he's super expensive right now, and he is, I think, in my opinion, these two figures, the Slave Leia and the Darth Nihilus, are two of the most expensive Black Series figures out there in the market right now, and it sucks. I don't want to blame Hasbro completely, but it's mostly their fault. I don't know. The Princess Leia slave outfit, that's Disney's fault. That's why it's so difficult to obtain and very expensive right now. But the Darth Nihilus, I'm going to blame Hasbro for that. Really distribution and making it store exclusive. They should already reissue this as an archive figure. I don't know why they haven't done that. But yeah, it sucks. But if you are a hardcore Black Series collector, you really love these figures, and you love the Knights of the Old Republic video game characters, and you like collecting the figures, then I'm sorry to say it, you have to pick up this figure. This figure is an absolute must-have, because that head sculpt alone is enough to sell this figure, despite reusing and recycling a lot of the Darth Maul figures pieces. Overall, the figure is still a badass looking figure, and I'm kind of glad I got it for a, well, decent enough price. Pretty happy to have it in the collection. Now all we really need now, or at least what I need, is Darth Malgus, which I've already pre-ordered on a Big Bad Toy Store, which should be arriving in a couple weeks, hopefully. Once I have Darth Malgus, I'll make sure to do a review of that figure together with the rest of these other Sith Lords from the game. Anyway, the figure is going to get I want to say a 10 out of 10. In today's standards, it should only be getting like an 8 at most. But because of the scarcity and rarity of this figure, because of what it represents, because of the equity it brings to the Black Series, being from the game that's very successful, being such a badass character, I think we can give it a 10 out of 10. Do let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this Star Wars The Black Series from the Gaming Greats subline, GameStop exclusive. From the video game Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, we have Darth Nihilus. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews, and if it's your first time here, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.